Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon to all of you. We are in the last session of the day. So, two aspects which we wanted to highlight. One, I had done on the first day, that many on this planet have lived without love, but have not lived without water. So, be ready. The number two is that we are all here to defend the interest of those whom we may never see in our lives and whom we may never meet in our lives. We are going to talk about people whose life is being affected on a daily basis. As a human being, we all know that we are an evaluational being. We constantly evolve. And as we evolve, there are multidimensional possibilities of things that can happen. Today, we have heard from speakers on different aspects of sustainability, and we are going to try and integrate those multi-dimensions which reflect sustainability. Since it has been more of a speaking session, I decided that let's sing our way through. Starting with Dr. Rashid, many of the speakers have touched on the Sustainable Development Goals. We are talking about economy, environment, and equity.
Multi-dimensional issue. And it's also interconnected that it is very difficult to even define it in today's context. What the Sustainable Development Goals have done is really break it up into kind of 17 segments, which perhaps makes it a little more easier to deal with it, but not as easy as one would like it to be. Because nothing in this interconnected world today is kind of easy. So it spans across all stakeholders, whether it's government, whether it's corporates, whether it's civil society, it's complicated for everybody. So how do you really unbundle this narrative? One of the things of doing it is when all stakeholders come together and collaborate. So really, the problems are so huge and humongous that leave alone a single corporate, not even a single country, however sort of important or however powerful it is, can solve this problem. So I think the Indian Sustainability Standards Conference that we are having is really something that one needs, is for people to come together, exchange ideas, and share concerns and try and see what best you can do, not only in our daily lives, but also in the larger context of the country's growth.
I think you would all appreciate that this is exactly we have been doing today, with all the experts and people from different fields coming together, sharing their concerns and challenges. And this was one of the points which we were discussing over the lunch, that the way the approach of sustainable development has been dealt this time also shows the change of viewpoint from all angles, and people have been talking about challenges and the solutions. Now, we have been also talking that all these goals are interlinked, and one of the major areas we are talking about is farming, which is related to agriculture, and you will find that 9 of these goals are linking and leading up to agriculture. We have been talking about environment, we have been talking about energy, we have been talking about water, and you will find that it's a nexus where each and every action is related to each other.
Hello, I'm Eric Hupperts. I'm the Living Exhibits Manager at the Green Planet here in City Walk in Dubai.
This is something which is in our neighborhood happening in Jumeirah, taking you to Singapore.
Singapore
known as the Garden City, but with the creation of Gardens by the Bay, it's transforming Singapore into a city within a garden. These interesting looking structures behind me are called the super trees. And the super trees have these solar panels on top of them which help create energy for the garden. These man-made trees are also vertical gardens because you'll notice there are vines that are going to eventually cover the entire tree. I'm just about to walk into the flower dome. This is where they change the flowers every season. It is so much cooler in here. Oh my God, I see tulips. This must be the flower of the season. It smells so good in here. Got an interesting fact. The tulip got its name because it resembles the shape of a turban. The Gardens by the Bay has the flower dome, which is the Mediterranean climate, and then it has a cloud forest, which is the tropical climate. Whoa, look at this waterfall. I really feel like I'm walking through a rainforest.
The idea behind these two examples was that what the human mind can think, it can make and it can achieve. A very apt quote from Kofi Annan, that what is the point of economic growth if you cannot breathe? And on the first day we had seen, there was a cricket match which was being played in Delhi and all the players were wearing masks. So gone are the days when even the sports activity was considered to be with fresh air. When we talk about one of the reasons, if you look at the population of the globe, a majority of the population lives below $1 a day. All of you who are sitting in this room, are privileged people. You can afford to waste $1 a day. And it is a lifeline for somebody else. And if it has to be eradicated, poverty has to be eradicated, each one of them, each one of us, whether it is government, whether it is organization or individual, at any level have to play a role. And collaboration is needed so that an approach to sustainability can be achieved.